Good morning, and welcome to your weekly devotion of knowing the characteristics of God. This week, I hope everybody had a great week last week. And if you had the opportunity to experience the Lord's strength, it's great to see that God is faithful. The characteristic that I want us to focus on this week, and before I share what it is, I find it very interesting that, and the Lord had actually said this to me, that to realize that as I focus on understanding the characteristics of God, you're going to experience something that's going to cause that characteristic to be revealed. So it's almost, God is progressive. And so with God being progressive, it's like you realize that it's not just a matter of just studying something and just having knowledge about something, but you're going to know the characteristics of God based on experience, based on actually going through something. Doesn't have to always be bad. It can be good, because God will reveal himself even in good moments. He will reveal who he is in tough times. And so, it's just interesting that that's exactly what took place for me this week. So the characteristics we're focused on for this week is the fact that God is dependable. That the Lord is dependable. That word dependable, as I look down and read, that word dependable means to be trustworthy and reliable, consistent in performance and behavior. Again, dependable is trustworthy and reliable and consistent in performance and behavior. And so I was reading Hebrews chapter 4, where it talks about entering into God's rest. And so there's a challenge that we have when we do that, because it's like when you enter into God's rest, that means that you're completely depending on him in whatever the case may be. I'll try and share a quick testimony of what took place this week for me. So I went to a meeting at work, and I ended up having to park in the parking garage. And so it was like, I just wanted to use my faith. I could have paid for the parking or whatever, but I just wanted to use my faith and be like, you know what? I'm going to depend on the Lord to do it, just because I just want to test it. And lo and behold, I ended up losing my parking ticket, and I had to actually depend on God, because they would have charged me for the full price for only being there for an hour. Well, long story short, I was able to actually I didn't have to pay for the parking ticket. I got favored with getting out, and it did require a little bit of work, a little bit of sweat equity for me, but it didn't cost me anything as far as value, as far as money is concerned, and that was the goal. And so God is good. The very thing that I was focused on is the very thing that he tested, what he allowed me to see and to see revealed. And so just the fact that God is dependable. So I want you to focus on that this week. God is dependable. So whatever you face, you can depend on God in that moment, that the Lord will come through. What you have to do, though, is you have to rest in him. You have to mentally rest with your mind. You have to rest with your heart. And you got to rest with your body. You have to just trust and just depend on him to do it. All right? So you guys be blessed, and I will see you next week.